The Pharaoh and the Farmer. A proud young pharaoh. Thousands of years ago, when the pyramids still glistened under the desert sun, Egypt was ruled by a young pharaoh named Ramses II. He had inherited the throne at a young age, and though he was wise in many ways, he carried a flaw that clouded his heart pride. Ramses loved golden crowns, tall statues built in his honor, and the sound of crowds chanting his name. He believed no one in the kingdom was as important as him. One day, while walking along the Nile, Ramses saw an old farmer named Hassan struggling to carry water jars to his small field. Ramses laughed and said, "Why do you toil so hard, old man? Don't you wish you had servants to carry water for you as I do?" Hassan bowed respectfully but replied, "Great Pharaoh, water carried by my own hands tastes sweeter than water poured from another's." Ramses frowned. He thought the farmer's words foolish and walked away, more convinced than ever of his own superiority. The dream of the gods. That night, Ramses had a strange dream. In it, the god Ra, glowing like the sun, appeared before him. "Ramses," Ra said, "you are Pharaoh, but you lack what makes a true leader: humility. Until you learn to walk in the shoes of your people, you will never rule with true greatness." Ramses awoke, sweating. He dismissed the dream as nonsense, but it lingered in his mind. A disguise in the village. The next morning, Ramses left the palace without his guards to observe life of people in his kingdom from a distance without getting noticed. He wandered into the village where Hassan lived. No one recognized him. He watched as farmers worked under the scorching sun. Women drew water from deep wells, and children carried bundles of reeds twice their size. Life was not easy, yet they worked with quiet determination and shared laughter between tasks. By midday, Ramses was exhausted. His feet hurt, his throat was dry, and he had never felt so powerless. That was when Hassan, the very farmer he had mocked, saw him resting under a palm tree. Without hesitation, Hassan offered him bread and water. "You look weary," Hassan said kindly. "Rest here and share what little I have." Ramses hesitated. No one had ever offered him food like this before, not without expecting something in return. He ate quietly, watching the farmer's humble kindness. The lesson of the fields. Over the next days, Ramses stayed in the village, helping Hassan with his work. He carried water jars, planted seeds, and patched roofs of neighbors' homes. He stumbled often, his hands blistered, his back sore. At first, Ramses felt humiliated, but slowly, something inside him began to change. He realized how much strength and dignity the villagers carried, though they owned nothing compared to him. One evening, as the sun painted the Nile golden, Hassan said, "Pharaohs build pyramids to last forever, but tell me, what good are stones if the people who live in their shadows go hungry?" Ramses froze. Hassan didn't know he was speaking to the pharaoh himself, but his words pierced Ramses' heart like an arrow. The revelation. After a week, Ramses returned to his palace. His servants rushed to him, bowing low, placing jewels and crowns upon his head. But Ramses no longer felt the same pride in their praise. He summoned the council and declared new decrees. Taxes would be lowered for farmers. Water canals would be built so villagers could irrigate their fields more easily. Food from the royal stores would be shared during droughts. When asked why his heart had changed, Ramses simply replied, "I have learned that a pharaoh is not above his people. A pharaoh is strong only when his people are strong." The pharaoh who bowed. Years later, Ramses became known not just as a mighty pharaoh, but as a beloved one. Unlike rulers who demanded constant worship, he was remembered for bowing his head to listen to farmers, sharing meals with villagers, and treating even the poorest with respect. One day, Hassan, now very old, was brought to the palace. Ramses greeted him not as a subject, but as a friend. "You once gave bread and water to a weary traveler," Ramses said. "That traveler was me. You taught me that true greatness comes not from crowns, but from humility." Hassan smiled faintly. Then Egypt is in good hands, my Pharaoh. Moral of the story: humility is the foundation of true leadership. Power may command respect, but only humility earns love that lasts beyond a lifetime.